Hey Leo, let's see what's going on in your love life. This is a tarot love reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Leo romantically. Now, please keep in mind, Leo, it is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate, which is totally okay. You are welcome here on my channel to take what works and leave the rest. And if you'd like to get a personal reading, I offer those through Etsy. The link is in the description box below the video. So let's get right into it, my lovely lions, and let's see what could be coming toward Leo in love. First message coming out today says, I will wait for a sign from you. Okay, I mean, that's interesting. It's a little bit of a passive energy, so it kind of suggests that you're involved with somebody romantically, and it's kind of like they're waiting for you to make a move, which is interesting. Let's see where it goes. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Leo right now. I know that I crossed the line with you. Also interesting. So they did something to cross the line. They did something to hurt you. Now, the interesting thing is that with the first card, it almost seems like instead of them coming towards you, Leo, and actively trying to make amends for what happened, it's almost like they're waiting for you to make a move, which is interesting, right? And in a way, I can kind of see what they're thinking is maybe they're looking at it and they're like, okay, I really messed up with Leo, so I'm going to wait until Leo gives me a signal that it's okay for me to talk to them. But then that can also be tricky because you might be waiting for them to reach out because they're the one who crossed the line. So it's always a bit of a tough energy when I see somebody who's waiting for a sign from somebody else because they might be thinking, oh, I'm going to give Leo time and space, whereas you might be on the other side being like, well, why aren't they reaching out? Why aren't they actively pursuing me? Why aren't they trying to fix things? Tell me more about what could be coming toward Leo. Finding out the truth crushed me. Interesting. Okay, this is complicated. So I'm kind of feeling now that there's been some very complex things that have happened between you and your person. I'm definitely getting a situation where maybe both of you have done things that you're not proud of. And I'm also getting, and I don't get this a lot within my readings, Leo, but I am getting a little bit of like a retaliatory energy where maybe you did something that upset them, right? And then they're like, oh, Leo upset me. And then they did something to retaliate and they crossed the line, you know? So I'm going to tell you the example that's coming into mind. Take it or leave it if it fits, but what's coming to mind is maybe you guys have been in a bit of a rocky patch and then you go out with your friends and they find out that maybe you were being a little bit flirty with somebody at the bar, okay? So then they go and sleep with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting that kind of energy where they're like, well, you did that, so like, I wanted to do something too. It's very, I'm like, what do I want to say? Like immature, game playing kind of energy. This to me feels like a little bit of a volatile situation where it's like maybe both of you have messed up and both of you have kind of been reacting to each other's behaviors and it's maybe escalated in a way that feels unhealthy, if I'm being honest here. And now you're at this place where it's like things are unclear, things are possibly stuck between the two of you. And then they're also kind of sitting back waiting for you to make the next move. This is fascinating, Leo. So here's what we're going to do for the rest of the reading. We're going to look at them and we're going to look at you. So we are going to look at their overall energy right now, what they could be feeling, what actions they could be taking. I will look at the same thing for you, and then we will look at the potential outcome. So let's just kind of see where this goes, you guys. So tell me about this person who Leo is involved with right now. First card coming out is the Knight of Swords. Okay. Interesting. So the Knight of Swords is air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. It's an energy of wanting to charge forward, but sometimes with the Knight of Swords, it can be somebody who's not really thought things through. It can be somebody who's maybe brushing past the issues and not dealing with what happened. I'm getting a little bit of an avoidant energy here with the Knight of Swords within this reading. Tell me more about your person's energy right now, the Four of Pentacles. Okay. So they don't want to lose you, right? They're holding on. They don't want to let go, but obviously some stuff has gone down between the two of you. Tell me more about their energy right now, please. Queen of Pentacles, Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I mean, maybe this is them hoping that the two of you can get to a place of stability within your relationship. I'm going to tell you intuitively, though, what I'm feeling here, Leo, is that maybe this is a connection that hasn't had a lot of stability ever. I'm definitely picking up on a potential connection here with a lot of passion and like high highs and low lows. It's like that volatile energy that I was mentioning. So maybe the two of you, I don't know what it is, you guys. I'm almost getting the energy of like, you two are definitely passionate about each other, but you don't necessarily bring out the best in each other. It's like you get reactive. You almost kind of trigger each other. You know what I mean? It's like you love them, but then they do something and then you go do something and then you guys end up in this spiral, but then you also don't want to let go because you love each other. I'm just feeling like this has probably been a bit of a chaotic connection. You can let me know if that connects. Let's see what this person could be feeling. Three of Wands. All right, they still want a future with you. Tell me more about what they could be feeling. The High Priestess. They feel you are their soulmate. They feel that, you know, there's a very strong bond. I mean, this is interesting, you guys, because for your person's energy, we're getting all these cards that are like, they love you, they want a future with you, they want to move forward with you, they want to create a stable life for you. But the thing is, we have to remember the overall energy. The reason that I pulled the overall energy, Leo, is to frame the reading and to give us context about what's happening. And I do have this happen sometimes where it's like we get really challenging overall energy, and then you look at your person and you're like, are they acknowledging it? Like, what's happening? How are they not aware of what's going on, or how are they not acknowledging what's going on? Because remember, it's like we've got crossing the line, finding out the truth crushed me. Like, these are not easy things to deal with in a relationship. But your person's kind of like, oh, well, I just want a future with Leo because Leo is my soulmate. It's like that avoidant type of energy of not really getting to the heart of the issue. Tell me what else they could be feeling. The King of Swords, okay. I mean, maybe they're hoping that you guys can talk and try to sort out some of these issues. But we did see the message, I will wait for a sign from you. I'm kind of like, I could see them going to their friends and being like, I'm just going to wait until Leo reaches out and then we can talk. It's like, once you give them the green light, they will talk. But again, I'm kind of like, are you going to give them the green light? You know what I mean? Like, I think you're probably both annoyed that like neither of you are reaching out. And maybe even both of you are kind of sitting back and being like, well, I'm going to wait for them to make a move. But the challenge sometimes in situations like this is then nobody ends up making a move. And then, you know, what happens? Nothing. It's interesting, you guys. What actions could they be taking right now? Two of Wands. That's a card of planning and preparation, thinking about the next steps. Tell me more. Okay. This reading is so odd to me today, you guys. Four of Wands, which is the 11-11 card. This is about marriage. And like, I gotta be honest, you know, I keep it real with you guys. What came to mind like right away when I pulled this card was like, how could they realistically be thinking this when you guys have such a big issue you need to deal with? Right? Like normally I really like this card, by the way, you know that. Like normally I really like that card within a love reading, but I'm just kind of like, how is their energy like, you are my soulmate, I want to marry you, but like the overall energy is like crossing the line, finding out the truth about each other. Like something is not sitting right with me, Leo. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see what actions they're taking. Let's get one more. Page of Wands. Okay, Leo, so Page of Wands, fire energy. Maybe you're dealing with a fellow fire sign, a Leo, Aries, or a Sagittarius. Page of Wands is very flirty. It's very like someone catching your attention, wanting to flirt with you, being playful. If you're familiar with the tarot, you probably know, like, all these cards that I pulled for your person in a different reading, they would actually be really nice and I would be super excited. It's just not fitting for me. There's too much of a contrast here, Leo, between what we saw in the overall energy and what we are seeing in their energy. So I'm just trying to like reflect that back to you because yeah, these cards are actually not inherently problematic in and of themselves. A lot of them are actually like nice cards that you'd want in a love reading. But it is really throwing me off because the overall energy is quite challenging. So I'm like, are they just like, what? Pretending everything's okay? Pretending there's no problems? Like, what is happening here? What is happening? Tell me in the comments, you guys. Let's look at you. Let's see if that can give us some clarity. Tell me about Leo right now, please. Judgment. Okay. I mean, judgment can be a card of forgiveness and second chances. My gut here is that you've probably given this person a lot of chances. I mean, you do you, right? It's your life, but I think there's been a lot of chances given in this relationship. The judgment card, I will give you a little bit of advice. You know, the judgment card is about acting in alignment with our purpose and our goals and what we want. You know, maybe you're being asked to look at this situation and be like, do you feel that there is that long-term compatibility between the two of you? Tell me more about Leo's energy right now. 9 of Wands, okay. At least we're starting to get some cards that acknowledge a challenge. So the 9 of Wands is typically a card that shows up when we feel like we're being tested. So now we're starting to get some cards that are like, okay, not everything's perfect, not everything's rosy, rainbows and unicorns. You know, there is a problem here. There is something going on between the two of you that is testing you in this relationship. Tell me more about Leo's energy, please. The Hanged Man. Okay. Part of me was like, are the cards gaslighting me? I'm not even kidding, Leo. Maybe that's what it is. Because like, there's just something about your person's energy and I'm like, what is it? And I'm like, I feel like the tarot is like gaslighting me today when I looked at your person's energy because I'm like, what is this? So I wonder if there's even like a little bit of that gaslighting and like future faking kind of stuff going on for your person because I'm like, what the heck? And now that we're looking at you, I'm almost kind of relieved because I'm like, okay, your energy is feeling more realistic with what we've seen in the overall energy. So Hanged Man, it's like you guys are stuck. You're pausing. You're having to look at this situation from different angles because some shit has gone down between the two of you. So at least you seem to be aware of what's happening. Okay, let's look at what you could be feeling, Leo. There we go. Okay, thank goodness. I'm like, somebody's got to see what's happening. 5 of Swords. Toxic energy, power struggles, conflict, drama, all sorts of issues. So this is like, emotionally, there's some shit that's happened here, okay? This is not a happy card. It's a negative energy. And so you're feeling hurt. I also feel that this can definitely be an energy of like power struggle. And I do feel that a little bit. Like this is probably somebody where you guys like, you know, you go to head and you battle and you have those power struggles. And then I don't know that things necessarily get resolved. Tell me more, please, about Leo's feelings. 3 of Pentacles, okay. I mean, the 3 of Pentacles is a card of working things out. Like I said, my gut here, Leo, if you're connecting with the energy today, this is not a message for everyone, as always, right? I think you guys have gone through this cycle before. I'm very much getting a relationship where this is a pattern. I don't think this is your first time on this, what do they say, Ferris wheel, roller coaster? I don't know. What's the right theme park analogy here, you guys? I just feel like this, it's not your first rodeo. I don't know. I'm getting all of these sayings like mixed up in my head. I'm like, what's the appropriate one? I don't think this is the first time this has happened between the two of you. Let's just say that, right? I think you've been in this cycle before. I think it's been challenging, but you guys have worked it out, right? And I think with the 3 of Pentacles, you're like, okay, I mean, we've been through shit like this before, but we've worked it out. So, you know, we'll work it out again. Maybe that's your mindset, right? Tell me what else Leo could be feeling right now. 7 of Wands, yeah. But I think you're also hurt. I think you're guarded. Your shield is up, literally. We can see that in the card. And, you know, I think there's a guardedness. I think there's this really complex thing going on for you, Leo, where you have love, you have passion for this person, but you're maybe stuck in a relationship where these patterns keep coming up, where there's challenges and conflict and issues. And it's like, you want to work through it, but you also kind of want to protect your heart because it really hurts when you get in these cycles. And I think there's a lot of emotions going on. And like, thank goodness I'm seeing this for you guys because it tells me that you are at least understanding what's going on in this situation. Like, not thank goodness that you're feeling shitty, but like, you know, at least you're looking at the reality of the situation where, as far as I can tell, your person is living in some sort of la la land. Okay, what actions could Leo be taking? 7 of Cups. Yeah, I mean, this is just acknowledging that you're in a very confusing situation. 7 of Cups is about having all these different options, right? And it's like, what's the right choice here? Now, the Seven of Cups, the thing is, it's a bit of a tricky energy, you guys. It can represent illusions. And with the Seven Cups, each cup holds something different, but not all of the things are good. So it's kind of like you have to cut through the illusion here and see the reality of what you're dealing with, Leo, because I think you have a choice to make about how you want to handle this situation. And, you know, some of the choices are better than others. That's kind of what the Seven of Cups energy is. Tell me what other actions Leo could be taking. Ten of Wands. I mean, obviously you're feeling super stressed and weighed down by this situation, and you're trying to like find a way to move forward. But I'm getting like the stress has been weighing down for a while. I just keep getting, this is not the first time you've had this problem between the two of you, if you're connecting with the message today. And then what happens is like the stress compounds and compounds, and it just like builds up over time and over time. And it's like, there's a lot of, I think, really challenging history between the two of you. And it's really stressing you out, and it's really weighing on you. Okay, tell me what other actions Leo could be taking. Ace of Pentacles. You know something needs to change. You know something needs to be different. Like I said, I do think you're in an interesting place, Leo, because I don't think you want to let this person go, but it also seems like you're recognizing there's some really toxic stuff happening, right? And that puts you in a bit of a pickle because you may love this person, and I'm sure you guys have had some good moments together, but you've also got what I see as a very complex dynamic, and also a person who's not really engaging with you in a way that would allow you to resolve these problems. Because like I said, if your person is like living in la la land, like, I mean, how do you solve problems if they won't acknowledge the problems, right? It's kind of, it feels like you guys fight, you have these problems, you come back together, but you never actually resolve the issue. And then that's why you end up in this cycle again, where it plays out again because it hasn't been effectively dealt with. So let's see what the potential outcome is within this situation, you guys. I'm so curious to see what is the potential outcome here. Shake my head. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Let's pull two more cards. What's the potential outcome here, please? Yeah, okay. Yes. What is the potential outcome? Six of Pentacles. Okay. Here's the thing, you guys. So the first card that I pulled for the outcome was the Nine of Cups, and I'm like, of course it is. Why? Because the Nine of Cups is kind of like that dream reality. And again, in a different reading, sure, Nine of Cups, amazing. In a reading where we have talked extensively about how your person is like not accepting the reality of the situation, like this is a huge problem. This is someone who's like living in a dream fantasy land and won't accept the reality of what's happening. So then interestingly, the next two cards are the Five of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is like feeling left out in the cold. So that's not good. It's kind of saying that because your person might be refusing to really acknowledge the issues, and then they're doing silly things like, I think you always maybe have to be the one to go in and try to solve it. I don't like this. Like right away when I pulled this card, I was like, this is so passive. And I don't like that because it tells me that your person is almost taking this passive approach to your relationship where it's like, Leo's going to have to fix this, and Leo's going to have to be the one to reach out, and Leo's going to have to be the one to make a move. And then they just kind of sit back and they're like, oh, everything's fine. So it's not, we know that. And that's why I think we've got this. Because it's like, if they're going to live in this fantasy land and not address the issues, there's going to be a huge emotional disconnect in your relationship. And it's going to be really hard for your relationship to find any sense of balance with that Six of Pentacles if these deficits are not addressed. And so this is where I think you have a choice to make. Let's go back to my messy amusement park analogy, right? You're on this ride together. Let's say you're on the roller coaster, okay? You're on this roller coaster. You've looped around before. You've done this loop before. You've had the highs, you've had the lows. And like the roller coaster will keep going, right? That's what it does. That's what a roller coaster does until you choose to get off it, right? And I think that's maybe what this reading is encouraging you to think about. You know, if you want to work on things, you know, you have free will. You have your choice to decide what you want to do. If you want to stick around and see if you guys can work on it, you can do that. Or if you decide that you've had enough and you're like, this is the same cycle playing over and over again, you can choose to get off the roller coaster. I feel like you're the one who's going to have to be the decider though. Because I feel like your person will, I don't feel they're getting off the roller coaster. I think they'll keep going, right? And you guys can keep going with this pattern, but I don't know that I'm seeing a lot of growth or changed behavior from your person, which, like I said, could make things challenging if you're hoping to get into a healthier dynamic. So, these are what I see. At the end of the day, you do you, Leo, but I do want to recognize that I see that this is a challenging situation, and you might be stuck in the same cycle unless something really drastic changes with your person. And when I say that, what would need to change from what I see here is they're going to have to start to be open. They're going to have to start to acknowledge the challenges. They're going to have to start to talk about the issues, and then you guys are going to have to find a way to work through them. If those things can start changing, I think you could move in a good direction. But if nothing changes, I think you're in for the same ride that you've been on. So anyway, that's what I see for you guys. If you enjoyed this reading, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. If you'd like to get a personal reading, check out my Etsy shop. And of course, I wish you love and happiness, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.